If we don't get a result today, we could start Glory Hunter with 2 trophyless seasons. Not what we're looking for. Let's get into it. Yes, hello, welcome on into Living Sports here for another episode of Glory Hunter on Football Manager 22. If you missed the last one, go and check out. We played our first leg of our Europa League quarter final. The second leg of that is the second game of today's episode. And if you're new around here, hit that subscribe button for more daily Football Manager content. As I say, go and check out the last one if you missed it, and you'll be right up to date with what's happening today. We're just continuing straight on from the last game. We play up against Brescia today, who are battling for relegation in SerieA, so hopefully we can get the win. And we also play our second leg up against Sporting Club de Portugal. As you can see from the team in front of you, you've changed formation. I was looking at some of the stats, and apparently when we play our 5-2-3 formation, we've actually conceded one more goal than we've scored when we use that formation this season, which was surprising to me. Apparently we outscore everyone about 3-1 on average when we use this formation, so that's what we're going to go and do today. We're also got a slightly rotated side as well, because we're keeping some legs fresh for the game against Sporting in the second game of the episode. So this is the team we're going to go with for this game. It should be enough to beat Brescia, who are struggling toward the bottom of Serie A. Patricio will still keep his place in goal. Zagadou, Otamendi and Romagnoli at centre back. Spinazzola on the right and Tavares on the left. Midfield will be Cristante, Palmer and Ceballos. And up front, Sesko alongside Abraham. It's been a while since Abraham's had a good game. He's been struggling. So you can see here, look, he scored a goal against Sassuolo. And he had one all the way back against Lazio and 2 there. But you can see in his last 20 games, he's only actually scored 5 goals. Which is not exactly clinical form for somebody who's meant to be our first choice striker. So hopefully, with him having a partner of Sesko up front, we should get some goals today as we start this, get into this. What are we going for? 3? 4? Let's guess 4. When I say 3, 4, I mean goals for us. That's the hope anyway. So we step out here and the camera's slightly obstructed by the stand there. Brescia playing in blue, us playing in our red. You can see at the top of the table there, Inter well ahead of Juventus. Juventus well ahead of us. We've kind of fallen off toward the end of the year here. Certainly not going to win Serie A. We've got to see if we can win in the Europa League, and that'll be the second game of today's episode. But the first one is trialling out this formation, see if we can do well against Brescia. Palmer, who's used to playing further forward, but playing in the midfield today. Sesko with it. Back into Spinazzola, who normally plays on the left. He plays that into Abraham, and he looked like he was miles offside there. So we'll see if it stands or not. But yeah, Spinazzola used to playing on the left, playing on the right today instead. And it was indeed disallowed, that goal. And that was our second shot of the game that will be chalked off there, as it's still 0-0, 20 minutes in. And we reach half time, and it's 0-0. It doesn't look like this change of formation is working at the moment. I'll say that's not acceptable. Totally unacceptable. And let's see if they do better in this second half. We'll give them a shout and demand some more. And let's see how we get on. Tim Abraham up the middle there with Palmer and Sesko. Out to Spinazzola on this right hand side. Back to Palmer now. And Cristante and Ceballos. And over to Palmer. And forward to Abraham. Can he tuck it in? That's poor from Abraham. Not playing well. We're going to take off Abraham start of this second half. And why is this team messed up so much? That's very annoying. We'll bring on Thielman to play up front alongside Sesko. And hopefully, between the two of them, they can get themselves some goals. 23 minutes on the clock to go. That's not how you say 23 minutes left. And Brescia have the ball down the right-hand side. The ball's been swung in, and they've nearly went ahead there. And we are going to change back to our other formation. It's not working here. We're going to change this when we have the personnel to play the people in the right place. So Ceballos will play alongside Cristante in midfield. And Palmer can play on the left-hand side. Thielman can play on the right, and Sesko can play up front. We will make a couple of other changes and bring on some other players if need be. Like, for example, Cristante is not playing well. So in midfield, we can bring on Veretout to play in there alongside Ceballos. And on the fullback positions, they're not playing well either. So we'll bring on Lazaro to play instead of Spinazzola, which means we've made both our changes. In fact, all 3 changes with 20 minutes to go. And we do have a highlight. Let's see if this works better. Veretout and Ceballos combining. Sebastian gives the ball straight to Basoli. One, earth was that. And Spalek gets the ball, and they're going to break away Breccia down this left-hand side, or our left-hand side, I should say. The ball into the middle. Oh my goodness me. Oh dear. You can see we're just all out of position there. Nobody's marking this man down this wing. The ball comes across, and just nobody... Oh, come on. Is that Lazaro? Is that Lazaro? It is. He's just not marking his man. It's just not good enough. And are we going to lose against Breccia here? They were in 17th position before we kicked off today. That'd be shocking if we did. Haziza in the box. They're going to get in second. They are. What on earth's going on here? We are just absolutely rubbish today. We're going to be down to 10 men as well. I've just taken off Romagnoli. Wow. Absolutely shocking. And it doesn't feel like anything we do to turn the tide here. We do have the ball far forward now. Palmer gets past his man. Back to Tavares. Ball in. Sesko heads it. And somehow we've got a goal. I don't imagine in the last 2 minutes we're going to get ourselves an equaliser though. There's a nice ball in. A nice header from Sesko, the young 19-year-old striker who we've got in on loan. Or sorry, got in permanently I should say as a backup to Abraham. But that's 2-1 and that was rubbish. Magnoli's out for a couple of days, thankfully, but yeah, I face an inquest after losing to Breccia. Indeed we should. Indeed we should, because that was absolutely horrendous. And needless to say, we will be not playing any of our alternative formations up against the Spanish side, up against the Portuguese side of Sporting. No, we'll be going back to our tried and trusted 5-2-3 formation. Absolutely shocking. Hopefully, when we play against Sporting, we play better than that. Otherwise, no trophies again for second season in a row. We play on Thursday, so hopefully we'll have kicked them into shape by the time we get to that game. See you for it very shortly. So here we are, ready for the game up against Sporting, and it's a wee surprise in the lineup we've selected. We went back to the formation we were playing before. Patricio's going to be in goal. Zagadou, Gijo and Romagnoli back to our normal three at the back, even though there's some fitness troubles for Romagnoli and Zagadou. Christensen and Spinazzola will play as the wing backs. Camavinga and Veretout in midfield. Palmer on the right. Zaniolo on the left. And we're going to drop Tammy. He's had a poor run of form recently. Sesko scored in the last game, so Sesko gets to play up front. You can see the young Slovenian forward we signed for £18.5 million from Salzburg in the summer. He has not started a lot of games for us, but he's come off the bench a lot. He's played all right when he's come off. He's got good physical stats, 6'4", nice technicals as well. His mentals are okay as well. He's got good off the ball. That finishing 14, dribbling 14. He's got nice stats across the board. Could certainly improve. And we're going to give him that chance today to lead the line. Hopefully, he does us proud and goes and gets us a goal. Remember, 1-1 after the first leg, so we just need to win. It's as simple as that. No such thing as away goals anymore in Europe. So go out there and put on a show, we'll tell them, as we are at home for this game against Sporting. They're wearing their white and green hoops, and we are wearing our red, and there's an early free kick here for us. The ball will be swung in by Veretout. Gijo gets his head on it, and it's his 5th goal of the season. It's 3 minutes in, and we're ahead early on. Just what I like to see. You can see it's nice and simple. Gijo just been marked by a man there, and he runs back, beats all the defenders to it. The keeper is out in no man's land. He gets the head to it, and we lead 1-0, 2-1 in aggregate. There's another highlight early on here. There's only been one shot in the game, and that was the goal from Gijo. But Sporting try and build it for the back. But Sesko wins that one back quickly. Christensen with it now into Sesko. Can he score? Oh, what a chance for Sesko to get on the score sheet early on here. He would have been returning my faith in him and getting him to start here if he'd scored that early chance there. But it wasn't to be. But we'll have slow build up again to start here. Camavinga. He has space in midfield to come forward. Spinazzola's and acres of space on this right hand side. Down the line. Can he cut it back or will he play it in the box? Cuts it back to Veretout. And Veretout plays it into the box. And Sesko rises and Zaniolo tucks in the rebound. There was a good save from the keeper, I think. Not sure if it came off the post or if it was the keeper. We'll find out. But Zaniolo tucks that in. Playing out on the left hand side today. Palmer playing on the right instead of Zaniolo this time round. And we lead 2-0 now. Veretout, lovely ball in. Sesko heads that. And it was a save by the keeper. A good save from Kalina. And tucked in by Zaniolo at the back post into the open goal. And we lead 2-0 here. Much better performance than it was against Breccia in the last one. Romagnoli coming forward with the ball now. Finds Christensen. he finds Zaniolo, and we're finding so much space, and especially in the wide areas. Zaniolo goes down the line. He puts the ball into the middle. Sesko heads it. Oh, it's just drifted wide. He's trying to get himself that goal, but he's just not hitting the target with these chances. Corner kick swung in and headed away by Sesko. He's doing defensive work as well at the back post there. Ugarte with it. Araujo, the former Barcelona man. Poulsen finds Ugarte and Pedro, and it's through to Poulsen, and they've tucked it in, and there's going to have to be a check for offside, but the assistants ran away, so it shouldn't be offside, and it's going to be 2-1 here, and we're leading by a goal. What an exciting first 25 minutes of this game. Veretout with a free kick, and he nearly curls it in. The keeper didn't even move for it. He was either very confident it wasn't going in, or didn't know where it was going. That's the other option. Throw in from the left. Robinson in. Nuno Santos had it there, but it's run away from him, and he's got it back. Poulsen, Ugarte in midfield here. Ricardo Esgaio. There you go. Nuno Santos hits that. He's got his 12th of the season. And after the great start from us, we're back on level terms. I'm going to have to tell us to demand some more. Go on, what's going on? Why are we falling apart here? Straight from kickoff, there is a highlight though. Veretout passes it back to Gijo. And he plays it to Spinazzola and back to Veretout. And then maybe we're going to switch it to go down the left-hand side here. Zagadou, Gijo. Back to Zagadou. He'll come forward. Acres of space for him to roam into. Camavinga with it. Drives forward down this left-hand side. Gets to the byline. Plays it back to Christensen, who hits that. Oh, what a chance for the left wing-back. The young Day nearly getting us a goal there to go ahead, but it wasn't to be. Spinazzola's picked up a bruised shin. He might have to come off at the half, but we'll see what happens before half-time. Christensen drives in field. Oh, gets past so many men, but then loses the ball. And it's gone to the defence of Sporting here. Robinson plays it down the line to Nuno Santos, who gets to the byline. Plays it back. Back to Robinson here. I can see his name quite easily. And Bragança there. And Robinson. And back to Hanko. Are they going to lose the ball? Are they going to recycle it? Nuno Santos gets past Gijo. And it's a goal. And it was a mistake from Gijo there. Who'd had a great game so far up until then. And we're down 3-2. 5 goals in this first half. It's been very exciting. But unfortunately, we are losing. And we've got to half time. 3-2 down. What a turnaround that's been. I tell you what, I'm going to throw a water bottle and say, get your act together. Some of them didn't like it. Some of them did. Understandable. Right, we're changing it about at half time. Romagnoli is playing really badly and Spinazzola's injured. So we're going to bring on Odriozola on the right hand side for Spinazzola. And we're going to bring on Brian Cristante instead of Romagnoli and push Cristante further forward to play in a deep line playmaker role in the defensive midfield area. So we're going to go 2 centre-backs instead of the 3, but Cristante is basically going to be like the third centre-back, but slightly further forward. It means in turn we're going to move Veretout to play an advanced playmaker, so hopefully he gets in this gap, which will hopefully get in between the opposition's midfield and defence in this second half. I've made tactical changes. We'll see if it works. Who knows what's going to happen in the second half. We're down though, so we need to get some goals. We're going to play slightly more direct with a higher tempo, and we're going to take out the work the ball into the box option here for the last 20 minutes of this game. And Pellegrini has come on for Veretout. Nothing appears to be happening here. No highlights at all in this second half. Are we going to get knocked out of Europe yet again? No highlights at all. Nothing in the second half. The tactical changes clearly did nothing. Nothing happened. And we've been knocked out of Europe. Again. I don't know what to say. I honestly don't know what to say. We started that game so well and then it just fell apart. I'm not happy at all with that performance. And we've been knocked out of Europe yet again. What is it with us and falling apart in the spring? It happened last year. It's happened this year. I just don't know what to do. Looking elsewhere, Tottenham ended up beating Bruges on penalties. Man United got through against Valencia and AC Milan got through against Benfica. So it means Tottenham play Sporting in the semis and United play against AC Milan as well. Right, so that means that the end of this season is going to be another one of those where it doesn't really mean anything. So for the next episode, we're just going to get to the end of the year and maybe we can do a bit of a review, see what other jobs are about and maybe consider should we be moving somewhere else to try and go and get ourselves a trophy. You can see we've got 8 games to go. We're 16 points off Inter. It's not going to happen. We should comfortably get into the Champions League, which will bring us some money. We'll come back for the last game of the season, which if we look at our schedule here is all the way down the bottom, obviously, up against Empoli. And we'll show you that game to end the season. We'll talk you through our thoughts. And in the meantime, it may be worth having a little look at this job centre. You can see there's no jobs available at the moment. But looking at some job security, there's some teams who it may be worth going to who have got insecure jobs. You can see there's some international jobs, possibly, who are currently a little bit insecure. But basically, there's no one looking like they're going to be sacking their manager. Certainly no one of any interest. The only option is maybe Hertha in the Bundesliga. That might be an option to go to. If anything, Atalanta's a worse job than ours here in Italy. There's not that many jobs to go to be honest. So yeah, we'll come back for that last game of the season. But all in all, another disappointing season of Glory Hunter here. No competition wins today, so we won't be updating any of our trophy cabinet options. That doesn't even make any sense. But I'm so deflated after that defeat. Oh, we started the game so well, and it just turned on its head in that first half, and then no highlights at all in the second. I just don't understand. I just don't understand. Hopefully we can have a good end of the year and we can have some good form to go into next season. But I think a big part of that is Tammy only scoring 14 goals this year. I know that Palmer scored some as well, but we just haven't scored as many as we should have, and that's disappointing. Far too many draws recently, as you can see. I mean, we've had 2 defeats in today's episode, but we've not won a game this month. In our month, we've not won a game, which is not the sort of form we need. So anyway, I say we'll come back at the end of the year. We'll give you an update for this season, and we can maybe see what our plans are for the next season. And if you are looking forward to that, please do leave a like on this video. Subscribe if you haven't already, and then you won't miss season 3 when it comes around in a couple of episodes' time. And until then, we'll see you then.